Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of HP Midweek. We've been working our way through the Gospel of Matthew in our life journals, and today I want to take a little bit of a step back and get to Matthew chapter 4. In Matthew chapter 4, Jesus has heard that John the Baptist has been imprisoned. And Jesus is in his hometown, and he hightails it 80 miles north to Galilee. So he has moved out of his backwater hometown of Nazareth, and he settles in an equally backwater, out-of-the-way place called Capernaum, population 1,000, on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee. So Jesus has gone into the sticks. 80 miles was a long way to go in that day. Jesus has taken himself very far from Jerusalem, from Judea, from all things religious, and from his own home. So Jesus has left his hometown. Then when we get to verse 18 in chapter 4, Jesus is walking along the Sea of Galilee, and he spies Andrew and Peter casting their nets. He calls them to follow him, promising to make them fishers of men. So Peter and Andrew drop their nets, they leave, and they go with Jesus. So now as the three are walking along the sea together, they come among three other fishermen, Zebedee and his two sons, James and John. Jesus calls James and John. They leave their father in the boat, and they went to be with Jesus and the others. So Jesus has asked them to leave their home and their security to follow him. But we remember that Jesus has already left his home. So what he is asking them to do is difficult, but it's not something that he was unwilling to do himself. He has already left his home before he asked them to leave theirs. And the surprising thing, I guess, is they do. They leave their home. They leave everything and they follow him. Why would they do that? Why would they leave everything and follow Jesus? Well, fishers of men clearly implies some kind of a task. The four are not called simply to be with Jesus and enjoy his company and sip mocha lattes around the shore all day long. There's a purpose in their calling. There's work to be done, which will require as much or maybe more energy than hauling their nets and cleaning their fish. So they leave Jesus, or they leave to follow Jesus, not because Jesus has promised them anything, like eternal life, or going to heaven when they die, or abundant life, or even having their sins forgiven at this point. Jesus has not promised them one single thing. Jesus calls them to a job, to fish for people. So they follow not for what they can get out of Jesus, but they follow because they've been called to a task. And the task is a little bit vague. It's a task with no specific content. He simply says, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Fishers of men could mean almost anything. It's a metaphor with no obvious point of reference. In what ways were they supposed to follow him? He doesn't tell them. They're to follow him without knowing exactly what they were to be or what they were supposed to do. It's actually not until we get to the final chapter of the Gospel of Matthew that it becomes fully clear what fishers of men actually means. It's there that Jesus gives to his disciples the Great Commission. They are to go into all of the world, baptizing and making disciples of the nations. But the end is not visible from the beginning. It seldom is with Jesus. All that Andrew, Peter, James, and John can hear is "follow me." They go after Jesus with very little knowledge of what it is that they've signed up to do. It's almost like soldiers who have enlisted in an army that is yet to be declared, or actors who have signed up to perform roles in a script that's still being written. Jesus' call to them is a step out into the unknown. It's a call to adventure. As Jesus' call was to the fishermen, so it is to us. It's a call to a task with no blueprint given of exactly what that obedience might look like. It's a call to an adventurous life of following Him. So let's follow Him this week, no matter where He may ask us, without knowing anything or where we might be going. But I appreciate you joining in today, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. Take care.